next guest is an extraordinary entertainer, and he might be the busiest person I know right now. He has a #1 comedy album. He's going on a new tour. He has a podcast. He has a magazine. He has a book. If you don't know who that is right now, well, James Mullinger, good morning.
Thank you, Suzette. What a great day to be Canadian, a great day to be in Nova Scotia.
Yes, you are an avid hockey fan. You were at the Canada-Finland game, and I know you stayed up extra late last night to watch. You're ecstatic. It was electric.
It was. I mean, I'm absolutely buzzing. And the amazing thing on Monday to be there, to see Canada be victorious. But moments before, we were in the hotel lobby, and Brad Marchand, Connor McDavid, and Nathan McKinnon walked past us and looked at my son, Hunter, who's the biggest hockey fan, 14 years old, plays hockey, and gave him like a nod. And I can honestly say it is the most starstruck I've ever been, and this week is the happiest week of my life.
Wow. That's wonderful. Oh, that's great news, James. What a special memory for you and your family.
It really is. Just been living in Canada for 11 years, and always been immensely proud to be a Canadian. So proud I carry my passport everywhere.
Yeah,
I know
that's wonderful.
I don't need it to get out of New Brunswick into Nova Scotia, but it's nice to. So what a great week to show the 11th province how it's done.
Well, we are happy to have you here. Let's talk about you and all your accomplishments. You just received a #1 comedy album on iTunes on the comedy chart. This is so exciting to have an album. This is kind of funny. Tell me where you were when you found out it hit #1.
Thank you, Suzette. Yeah, I mean, no one expects, no one expects success in anything, or at least I don't. I kind of never. And the album came out, and I was shopping in Giant Tiger, buying discounted peanuts, when I got a text message from someone saying, "You are #1." And I know you're a fan of dill pickle as well. I remember vividly I was buying dill pickle flavored peanuts. I'd heard they were cheap in the Giant Tiger in St. John. And I will never forget that moment now, knowing #1 in Giant Tiger. Where else would you want to be?
That's a Canadian moment right there, too. That's wonderful, James. You've been so busy. As I mentioned in your intro, you also have your book, a national bestseller. You've got your podcast. Magazine. I mean, what's next? And the tour coming up.
Thank you.
Mullinger versus Mullinger.
Mullinger versus Mullinger. I mean, the tour, it's very much kind of about, the different sides to myself. I was late in life, diagnosed with ADHD, so I'm constantly, which I think has obviously been very beneficial, in that I kind of wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and start doing 50 different things. I'll write a chapter of a book, I'll write some jokes, I'll work on the magazine, I'll do 50, or I'll do half of 50 chores. I think I won't finish them. That's the ADHD thing running around. But really, it's been hugely beneficial for me to get things done. And don't get me wrong, it's exhausting, but at the end of the day, my hobbies are my job. I love to write, I love to perform. Of course, with the things that are happening in the world right now, the tour show keeps evolving. I'm constantly testing new material. And let's face it, I mean, world politics is giving me plenty to joke about right now.
Yeah, and great to have your podcast, Weekly Rumblings.
Thank you, yes, exactly.
That's fun, and that's where I feel like you can be yourself and you can voice your thoughts. Like you said, everything going on right now. You must be really enjoying that, eh? Yeah.
It's funny to say, I absolutely love it. It's cheaper than therapy. It's easier to get an appointment, to sit at your desk. And yeah, it's really been a fascinating experiment, just sitting there, rambling away. And I have no idea often what I'm going to talk about. And suddenly, 90 minutes has gone by. It's a stream of consciousness, and I think it's either, hopefully it's funny, but it's also, I think, an insight into an ADHD brain and the way in which, I can cover 5,000 topics in the space of an hour, all about whether it be Canadian pride and loving living here in the Maritimes.
I love that. We love having you here in the Maritimes as well, James. Okay, your new stand-up special titled Greatest Hits. Tell us about that and the inspiration bit behind that, James.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, I've been living here for 11 years, as a proud Canadian for 3, but I've been a stand-up comedian now for 21 years. And after 20 years of doing a new tour show every year, workshopping new material, I would have people come to shows and say to me, "Oh, I brought my friend and I wanted you to do the homemade wine joke or the ferry boat joke or the..." And I thought to myself, you know what I should do? I should take all of my favorite jokes from the last 20 years and put them in one show. I figured if Elton John can do a greatest hit show, why can't an English comedian living in a small town in New Brunswick that no one's heard of do a greatest hits?
I love that. And speaking of that, you are in Halifax tonight and tomorrow night.
I am indeed.
New comedy club downtown in Halifax, eh?
Yes, so exciting. Jake Hirsch, who is one of Canada's most respected comedy managers, agents, promoters, has opened a comedy club right here in Halifax, roughly above the Roxbury. As we were saying earlier, it is where Cheers used to be,
Wonderful.
to use a true maritime direction.
Cheers used to be. And a couple tickets left, too.
Yes, a couple of tickets left for tonight and a couple left for tomorrow night. Great lineup, great club. And again, it's always an amazing thing when a new performing arts venue opens in this beautiful city.
You got that right. James Mullinger, a pleasure chatting with you.
Thank you, Suzette. Go Canada.
All right, it is 8:21. Stay with us. We'll be right back.